What's up guys, this is Yasin. So the OCG just got some new pricing, not really the OCG in general, really just the Japan Championship, which I'm assuming translates to like the NAWCQ, the European WCQ, whatever gets to the Worlds. I'm not 100% sure because it does say top 64, so it can't really just be, I mean, it's definitely not a YCS. The YCS is the YCSJ, usually Osaka and stuff like that. But yeah, this I think is going to be a much bigger tournament. And also it gives them the big prize cards that we get, you know, the big prize cards in quotation, right? The another verse monsters. And basically, this is the first time it happened, but they are getting their another verse monster before us, which is another verse Stratios. So obviously the trend started with the light monster, and then we got Glutonia, and then Solaria, and then Stratios. And this one actually looks really cool. It looks like a heroic monster. There's like a trap card that looks like pretty much exactly like this. And maybe like Heroic Champion Excalibur and stuff like that. I don't know, it just looks really cool. I like the design a lot, but obviously it's a normal monster, so it's not really where you're going to be getting a lot of value, because it really doesn't matter. If you're getting first place, you're getting an ultra rare, and then second, third, and fourth get a super rare. Fourth place also gets a super rare prize card. So this is something, I don't even know if people are even like reading this correctly or they're just skimming through it, but the fact that you can just, you don't even have to play battle for the bronze. You know, you get top 4, you're guaranteed a prize card. That's kind of interesting because at the TCG, I feel like the pricing is already kind of cheap when it comes to like everything. But on top of that, you know, just to get your prize card once you make it to top 4, you also have to play another round and win it. I just think that's like a little too excessive. So I think the fact that they give the prize card also for the 4th place, that's also really cool. Now, yeah, top 64, everybody gets an Obelisk the Tormentor playmat. And I don't know about you, but this looks really beautiful. And also, it's a unique version of Obelisk. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just like the way my brain is like wired to like really be conditioned to like this more now that it's like really artistic. But yeah, this Obelisk looks like really Egyptian. I don't know, with like its head like this and stuff like that. I don't know, I think it's really cool. It really reminds me, maybe I'm like pushing it a little too far, but it does remind me a little bit of like the Black Rose mat from the UDS Undisputed Champion that was absolutely epic, and it's worth a huge amount of money. But this obelisk mat is completely gorgeous. The sleeves, oh, they look so incredible. And there's another prize that you can get, but this one, it's different. It's like for the 3v3 championships. So I don't really know what Duelist King Cup events are because it doesn't exist in the TCG. Also get the another verse Stratios for that one. And then this is the top cut prize that you get for, I don't know, maybe like top 64. Everybody gets a prismatic secret rare Maggie, Magician of Faith. And this is really good for the game because it will really incentivize everyone really to really just want to play the newer tournaments every single time. Because if they keep doing this, even for older cards like Gold Format, Edison and stuff like that, there's always going to be a reason to play the event, you know? It's not going to be just it's just another event. Who cares if I skip it? Whatever, it's like all the pricing is always the same. If it's always like a new card, that's like the best way to like advertise their own game. I don't even know how Konami never thought about this before, but it's so easy for them to just completely improve the pricing system and doing something as simple as creating a brand new rarity for the very, very old card that is very sought after, that everybody wants to play in like old formats, is ingenious. I really like it. It doesn't take a lot of money from them, so yeah, that's again another reason why the community has been, you know, not really happy for the longest time. It's really just because the pricing is so shit, and it's also because they don't really put in any effort. But yeah, this is a step into the right direction, but this tab is going to be a little more in-depth because we're gonna have a little bit more information concerning what they are trying to do. Okay, so as you can see here, there is a token, there's some new sleeves, and there is an effect veiler with the YCS logo on it. And this is exactly what everybody has been asking for in the TCG. First to 64th place, everybody and their mother, even if you lose the first round of Top Cut, you get an exclusive effect veiler with the YCSJ logo on it, so YCS Japan. And by the way, but just before, I know this is a tangent, but just before we keep going any further, I just want to remind you that the YCSs in the OCG are objectively worse than the YCSs in the TCG. Because in the TCG, if you want to play a YCS, you can. I mean, obviously you need the money for the flight, the hotel, for your deck, etc. And that's a lot of money because decks in the TCG, they can easily be worth in the hundreds and hundreds of dollars, whereas in the OCG, $50 gets you the best deck, or it gets you any rogue deck. And that's the reason why there are a lot of meta decks in the OCG. It's because the people who play the rogue decks in the OCG, it's because they want to play those decks. It's because they play for fun anyways, so they just want to have like a good time playing their favorite deck. The meta decks are just equally as expensive, so it doesn't really matter too much. Maybe some cards sometimes are a little more expensive. Molchimi Furos there is like, I don't know, maybe 10 bucks max, like probably even less than that. It's a rare actually. I saw it with my own eyes, and it looks kind of completely out of this world. But yeah, one big drawback with the OCG though is that just because you want to play in a YCS doesn't mean you can, because it actually functions with a lottery system, which is a little frustrating because I do have a friend who actually got denied entry to the YCS multiple times. And yeah, he was never able to play in a YCS in Japan. So again, the fact that it's RNG, the fact that, you know, like there's all this beautiful pricing that is super cool, but it's best out of one. You know, all you have to do is just lose the dice roll, get sacked by a random bullshit 60-card Malice lawn-mowing deck that mills Fairy Tale Snow with a bunch of Bestials, with a bunch of Malice monsters. You just die on the spot, and this is the kind of thing that can really ruin your experience, because it is a double elimination if I recall correctly. But this is where it gets really, really freaking awesome. Look at this. Hold on a second. Did I actually skip it? Might have been in something else. Hold on a second. Let me find it. Yeah, there we go. I am completely blind. So those who play 6 rounds in the preliminaries get a special token featuring Yami Yugi and Kaiba Seto. That is not, yeah, that's the other way around. Seto Kaiba. Kaiba is his last name. And then those who play 8 rounds in the preliminaries, so Swiss rounds, get special sleeves featuring a pentagram. Yeah, the pack of sleeves that you're getting if you play 8 rounds. Special token is for playing 6 rounds. You get rewarded really well, which is very interesting, because I think another game that functions similarly to this might be Pokemon, where making day 2 actually gets you a reward. In Yu-Gi-Oh, if you make day 2, you get absolutely nothing. You don't even get like bragging rights. If anything, people probably laugh at you because, oh, you made day 2 but you didn't top the YCS, haha, must not be nice. You woke up early in the morning just to lose. I've been through that a little too often. It makes me want to commit toaster bath. So yeah, there's always an incentive to play. This is exactly, like I said, how they should be pushing their own game, and they're doing a great job at it. So even though their system, I think, is actually more flawed than ours, inherently speaking, just because it's a lottery system. So obviously the fact that there's RNG just to even play the tournament in the first place, and you pretty much only know like last minute, is a huge turnoff. But the fact that the pricing not only is extremely rewarding, the game doesn't cost like a left arm to play, and also you get pricing just for playing. I think they might actually start competing with One Piece in the OCG if they keep doing things like that. And also, again, it's not gonna cost like a lot of money from them, so yeah, they should keep just doing this and actually push it even more. Okay, now we have the price for a pack of sleeves. Maybe this is only something that you can get at the YCS in Japan, but 1800 yen gets you a 100 sleeves of Diabellstar and 100 sleeves of Diabellzy in their ultimate forms. So the new versions of Alliance Insight, which it just looks a little too good to be true, because 1800 yen, in case you didn't know, is the equivalent of like $17 Canadian, which maybe translates to like, I don't know, like $12, $13 US. It's not a lot of money. It's very cheap for 200 sleeves. You're basically set for quite a while. 100 sleeves is actually very generous. But it's also a really awkward number, because if you're doing 100, how are you sleeving both your main deck and your side deck? Because it's 55. If you want to do it twice, then there's going to be some overlap, which is really awkward. So I think that's a little weird, so you're probably going to have to double sleeve. It's just a little whack. But usually people, they kind of like to do this in the TCG at least for their extra deck. But in the OCG, all their sleeves that we really want, they can easily buy for kind of cheap anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. They can just do whatever they want. And also, for every 2,000 yen that you spend on the OCG goods, you get 20 sleeves of Psalms of the Kings, which I believe is this right here that you can see on the right. Looks absolutely gorgeous. And I'm not gonna bother checking out these acrylic stands. People keep tagging me in like those figurines of Cyber Dragon stuff as if I cared, but yeah, you guys let me know how you feel about this new pricing structure, I guess you can say, in the OCG. And if you think the TCG should step up you know, its game and try to match or even exceed the OCG. I don't know if that's really realistic, because the bar is set so incredibly low that maybe just like a small upgrade would be good enough. But yeah, as it currently stands, even with what they've done this year with like the Steam decks and, you know, the metal dices and the card frames, nobody, like, people are already kind of like getting bored of that because it doesn't really sell for a lot. It's not really convenient to like travel with because, you know, the card frame is like pretty big and you don't really want to ship it back home. It's also like not the best quality from what I've heard. It's actually unbelievable, by the way. This is me ranting. I'm actually, no, officially speaking, I'm probably the unluckiest human when it comes to the card frame because I have topped 2 YCSs since they've started doing that. And guess how many card frames I have? A grand total of 0. I should have 2 right now, but I've topped the first one where they started this, which is YCS Lille, and they didn't have card frames yet, so they were trying to ship me one, but it's taking forever. And then for YCS Sydney, it was like the only YCS where, what a coincidence, they didn't have card frames. So I can't even confirm whether it's good or bad quality, but I just want to have one, at the very least, just so I can, you know, flex on it and just look back at, you know, the memories that I've made with these events and, you know, put some Crystron cards, put some Ubel cards. Ah, there you go. That's how I got it. But yeah, whatever. You guys let me know what kind of pricing you think the TCG could benefit from. Sorry if I made this kind of long. I just wanted to ramble on a little bit more. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Peace.